we're back at it. It is Tuesday, May 27th, 2025. I hope your Memorial Day weekend was great. Hope you had a great 3 days off. If you worked through the whole 3 days, well, we appreciate you. At least I do. And again, thank you to those that sacrificed their lives for this country for Memorial Day to even be a thing. You know, thank you to those men and women, those brave men and women who served our country, sacrificed their lives for our freedom. All of that, really, I sincerely appreciate you. If you want to get a hold of me, you can over at 208-535-1015. I had a real bad case of FOMO on Saturday. I saw Victor was hanging out with Ben from the Advocates in Pocatello. He was out having fun. So Sunday, I decided to make a spontaneous road trip to Jackson. It was a great time. Got to see the Arches. There was this whole $1 Million Cowboy concert that was about to go down right as we arrived. And Midland was set to perform. John Michael Montgomery was opening up for them. I didn't watch it because I don't really care for country. I just saw the shops, paid a whole bunch of money for stickers, pins, and magnets. I put those magnets right up on my refrigerator. If you don't know, I'm a huge collector of fridge magnets. I want to cover my entire fridge with fridge magnets with places that I've been to. And so had the whole day in Jackson. I've realized that they don't really have the best food. I thought it was going to be better, but we went to a particular barbecue place. It was kind of like a C plus. wasn't all the best. Wasn't great. And then before that, when I went to Jackson the very first time back in 2021, tried their pizza, and it wasn't all that good. Sorry for those that are tuning in from Jackson via the K-Bear 101 app. I just thought the food wasn't all that great out there, but the drive was great. The scenery was awesome. Better than most places on Earth. I love looking at the trees, going around the pass. There was nice. And so I think it was yesterday. I decided for some reason out of nowhere to ask ChatGPT to randomly just roast every city in Southeast Idaho. And it started with Idaho Falls, went all the way to Salmon. You had Pocatello, Blackfoot, Rexburg, Rigby, Shelley, Ammon, Chubbuck, Driggs, Victor, Preston, Island Park in there. You can find that post in our K-Bear group. It's been getting shared quite a lot. Someone even shared it in the Life in Idaho Falls Facebook group. If you want to get a good laugh in. Luckily, I haven't seen anybody that's been offended so far, knocking on wood, that one person that just goes, well, if you don't like it, go back to where you came from type of comment. Luckily, haven't seen that. Everyone's been laughing. Everyone's been sharing it, finding it funny. Anyway, like I said, you can find that at K-Bear 101, Idaho Rock and Metal. I hope you had a fantastic Memorial Day weekend. And Peach's Pit Party will continue here in just a few on K-Bear 101. So, in today's day and age, when you can use AI for pretty much anything, people are going to use it just to, sort of make a social media post, things like that. Now, Ice Nine Kills posted that they were having a Memorial Day sale for their merch, and they used an AI-generated image of Jason and Freddy grilling different meats, and that was it. That's all they did. They didn't use it on their merch. They just used it as hey, we have a Memorial Day sale. Here's a picture, and then they attached the Ice Nine Kills Memorial Day sale up to 50% off select styles. Shop now text onto that AI-generated image. Now, you know how the internet is. If you post anything that's slightly AI-generated, you're going to get the AI slop comments all over the place. I posted the whole Studio Ghibli edit of us here, Jade, Victor, myself, and Lou Brutus. And there was a few people that were like, I'm disappointed K-Bear's using AI when they could have paid a real artist. For a single social media post, I wouldn't do something like that. And I personally didn't care. They're not using AI for their merch. They're just using it for the post. So many people were upset. This could qualify as a cue the outrage. And so Ice Nine Kills now started getting articles about them accused of using AI to promote Memorial Day merch sale, that whole thing. I thought they had a hilarious response to it. Where's the post that they made? It was something like, we sincerely apologize for, where did it go? I just had it pulled up here because I thought it was funny. Wait, hold on. It reads, we are vigorously investigating the disturbing claims that a recent promotional image was sloppily birthed by AI. We solemnly pledge to get to the bottom of this horrific headline-making crime against Redditors. For now, enjoy our new promo photo taken just moments ago. And this photo is just an AI rendition of the band with giant muscles. And I thought it was funny. You know, it's sort of making fun of those who are just incredibly loud online for no reason, yelling about the most minimal things. And I get it. Like, AI should not be used for an actual thing you're trying to sell. They just used it for a promotion for their Memorial Day sale for their shirts, their pants, whatever they're selling that were made by real artists. They're just promoting it with an AI-generated image. And it's not even the band. I'm sure they have a social media person, that whole thing. But you just see something like that and you go, okay, this is what you're mad about? One little post, and now it's all over the place. Like, I get it, anti-AI stuff. I see both sides, but at the same time, we shouldn't freak out about the little stuff, okay? It's not like they were using AI on the shirts. It's not like they were using AI in the songs, videos, anything like that. It was just one little social media post, okay? Let's calm down. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101 next Monday. We're going to be helping clean up those tributes left behind for those for Memorial Day yesterday. We'll be out at two different locations this upcoming Monday, June 2nd at 8 a.m. Victor is going to be at Rose Hill. I'll be at Fielding Memorial in Idaho Falls, helping clean up and take care of the tributes left behind. If you've got some time, come out and lend a hand. We'd love to see you there. It's a simple way to show some respect and give back. If you want to help somewhere else, and one of our sister stations might be hosting a cleanup closer to you, you can join them if you'd like. Maybe you can join 105 The Hawk at the Rexburg Cemetery at 10 a.m. with Teton Volkswagen. Classy 97, Josh and Chantel, they're going to be at the Blackfoot Cemetery at 8 a.m. with Teton Honda. And then Katie Lee and Z103 with Teton Toyota, they're going to be at the Shelley Cemetery bright and early at 7 a.m. We'll be with Teton Auto Credit both at Rose Hill and Fielding Memorial in Idaho Falls at 8 a.m. Monday, June 2nd. If you want to learn more about this, if you forgot some part of what I just said, you can click on Honor and Restore right there in the K-Bear, Alt, or Cannonball 101 apps and come join us. We're teaming up with Teton Auto Credit to honor and restore. Let's come together to honor, remember, and restore. I was looking here at eastidahonews.com. I forgot about this article posted yesterday that each year about 1,000 rainbow and hybrid trout are tagged and released back into the river. The microscopic tags, called coated wire, they're placed safely in the snout of the fish and can be worth between $50 to $1,000 per fish. There's no limit to how many you can harvest or how much money you can win. I was looking here more at this article at eastidahonews.com. If you bring in the rainbow and hybrid trout heads to the Fish and Game Regional Office in Idaho Falls during regular business hours, Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, winners will be notified and will receive money by mail. If anglers prefer to watch live as Fish and Game staff scan their fish for tags, bring fish heads to the office on the first Friday of each month during their live scan event. You can find out more information about this whole thing at eastidahonews.com. Fish and Game offering cash to harvest those rainbow and hybrid trout from the South Fork snake. While most football fans are looking forward to the 2025 season to start this fall, there are plenty of people also looking forward to 2028 when we'll see flag football in the Olympics. Last week, NFL owners cleared the way for active players to participate in the 2028 Olympic flag football tournament. But when the time comes, the NFL won't have much to do with the Olympics. Instead, it will be USA Football deciding which players from the NFL, if any, are on the Olympic team. On Thanksgiving Day, the Kansas City Chiefs will visit the Dallas Cowboys for a nationally televised game. Play-by-play announcer Jim Nantz believes that game will break ratings records and become the most watched day of the regular season in the NFL. The current record is the Cowboy-Giants game on Thanksgiving 3 years ago. 42.1 million people tuned in. This year's Thanksgiving could top that. When the 2025-2026 NBA regular season starts up, we'll be seeing a bit more of Michael Jordan as he'll be part of the NBC broadcast. As Jordan seems to be getting into the media mix a bit more, so is his longtime agent, David Falk. During a recent interview, Falk was asked about the greatest of all time debate between Jordan and LeBron James. Not surprisingly, he sided with Jordan. I really like LeBron, he said, but I think if Jordan had cherry-picked what teams he wanted to be on and two other superstars, he would have won 15 championships. I personally believe myself that the NBA has gotten way soft. I think all these records don't really mean anything just because if you look at 80s, 90s, even early 2000s basketball, it's a whole other game compared to now. That's back when they played aggressively and all that. But anyway, that is it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. Okay, so I saw this and I thought this was a joke. I saw this a couple weeks ago. Traveling by plane already feels like a carnival ride, and it's about to get even more so. Some low-cost carriers plan to roll out the Skyrider 2.0 in 2026, a vertical seating concept that has just passed safety regulations for short flights. You're not sitting and you're not standing. You're strapped in and leaning slightly forward like on some amusement park rides. In fact, a commenter on social media compared it to the Batman ride at Six Flags. Naturally, vertical seating means planes can pack in more seats, great for the airlines, for passengers. Get ready for a cramped ride. I can't see myself using one of these things. Like, I feel like I'll be very uncomfortable, as I already am on an airplane. Are they made for people like me? Of course, they probably aren't. They're just like, yeah, the average dude is like 5'9". I'm a foot taller than that, but they don't care about me. I'm like one of the 1%, right? They care about the average American, but then there's a lot of just bigger people as a whole that can't really stand up weird like this. They want to sit comfortably, have some room, even the tiniest of people. Like Victor Wilt, for example, he wants to have that, basic generic room and not feel claustrophobic on a flight. But of course, all they care about is the money coming in. More people on one plane, more money. We're losing the penny next year. They're going to stop the production of the penny. I believe it costs like 4 cents to produce 1 penny, so why even bother having them? So if you do have pennies, you might want to keep them just because they might be a good investment down the line. Like, hey, sell them on eBay for a good amount of money, more than how much the pennies are actually worth. But now I found there's a whole decline in the use of semicolons in the last 20 years. In fact, most people don't even know how or when to use them. I did use them for my English essays and all of that, but do I use them every day? Not really. I keep it simple, all right? According to this study, most students rarely or never use semicolons, and more than 50% have no clue how to use them. Well, that's just bad teaching, and also I'm sure most kids are using AI to do their essays. If you want to know, I'm reading here, semicolons are used to link two independent clauses, complete sentences that are closely related. For example, I have a big day tomorrow. I can't go out tonight. They are also used to separate items in a complex list, especially when the items already contain commas. There we go. Getting a grammar lesson on Peach's Pit Party, out of all things. Who would have thought that? Peach's Pit Party right here on K-Bear 101. I think Victor was telling me last week on the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem that people have been falling for these completely AI-generated news reports that have been online. And sure enough, like right after he says all that to me, because I hadn't seen them at the time, they started popping up on my Instagram reels, and I was watching them, and they look 100% realistic. And you know for a fact, boomers are going to fall for it. Those who don't know about AI, those who aren't aware of technology. I mean, I've talked about videos of grandmas falling for GTA 5 being the news. You know that filter you can use in Grand Theft Auto 5 where you pretend you're Weasel News and you can run people over, do all this stuff. I saw this one video of a guy playing GTA 5 with the Weasel News filter, running people over, and this one grandma was on the couch just terrified, thinking it was the actual news footage that they were showing. No, of course not. It looks like a video game, right? You think it's common sense, but to someone born in 1938, they're going to think it's real. And I just saw someone posted on Blue Sky, a guy named Ben, just came downstairs to find my dad watching an entirely AI-generated YouTube video about an event that didn't happen involving the Pope, had to convince him the whole thing was fake. How can you tell, he asked. He has 5 degrees, including a PhD. I feel like you should revoke them at that point. Now we're going to get this whole thing no matter what. Is this video real? This can't be real. How do we know this is real? We're going to be seeing those comments a lot more on all social media platforms. K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. I saw this TikTok trend, and my friends and I have already been doing this type of thing where dudes have been calling their friends before bed just to say, hey, good night, man. Sweet dreams. Hope you sleep well. And it's just this call being recorded, and that's about it. Usually you have the wives or girlfriends filming the dude, calling his friends, saying good night. There's also the confused response okay, thanks, man. What's the occasion type of thing. And like I said, my friends and I have already been doing this for such a long time. I mean, we stay up late on Discord. Sometimes I call my friend Bryson. I'm like, hey, man, hope you're doing well. I haven't talked to you in a while. Just check in with your homies, dude. I see this thing all the time. I see these news stories pop up all the time about how dudes are facing loneliness, like all the time. All the time. And so it's best to reach out to your friends. And I've started doing this whole thing where I just reach out to people who I've thought about, where I just go, oh man, I haven't heard from that person in forever. And I go to Facebook, give them a message, say, hey, just thought about you. Hope all is good. Saying something like that, it does brighten somebody's day, all right? Peach is being positive for once. Reach out to that person. Say hello. Maybe I should make this a to Peach their own question to see who has been the biggest sucker when it comes to concert tickets. According to a whole bunch of different studies, Americans are going into debt. They're comfortable going into debt buying concert tickets. Consumers spend an average of $300 per month on concerts. Luckily, since I'm in radio, I don't necessarily need to pay for concert tickets. I know, oh, good for you, Peaches. Gen Z concert goers are the ones who are willing to spend big when it comes to seeing their favorite artists. Apparently, Gen Z spent an average of $2,100 in concert tickets over the past 2 years, with a good portion of them saying they're willing to pay premium resale prices for live shows, which is something you should never do. Never buy a resale, and don't be that person that falls for like one of those resale websites and you don't go to the legitimate website, so you buy someone's like fake resale tickets and you end up getting ripped off. Don't be that person. Okay, use our concert calendar. It's always available to you at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. Every single show on there, if you click on it, it says Explore Event. You click on that, it takes you to the proper website to buy your tickets for that show. There's no things like StubHub. There's no site like that. There's no terrible resale price that you're going to pay. And if concert tickets are expensive, just wait till like the day of the show and then look at those resellers, last minute trying to get rid of the tickets that they bought and drove up prices in the first place. Chances are they're going to be pretty low, okay? Check out the concert calendar, always available to you at riverbendmediagroup.com/calendar. A hockey announcer is used to calling the biggest plays on the ice and not the ones in the stands, but that changed Monday night when one minor league play-by-play announcer was struck by a chair thrown by an angry fan, Brandon Astle. He was calling the AHL playoff game between the Abbotsford Canucks and the Calgary Wranglers when a fan sitting behind him picked up a chair, threw it at him, striking the back of his legs. His attention quickly shifted from the awaiting face-off on the ice to, of course, the encounter in the stands, saying, got some Yahoo chirping at me from behind. Get out of here. What was he doing? Security tried that again. I'm fired up. He threw my chair at me. He hit me right in the back of the leg. Like, what was he doing here? Unreal. Have another beer. Astle was not hurt, and the fan was removed from the game. The Canucks won the game and advanced to the AHL Western Conference Finals. Am I allowed to play the audio? Why did I just repeat the dialogue when I could just play it here? Here we go.
Got some Yahoo chap chirping at me from behind. Get out of here. What was he doing? Security. Try that again.
Honestly, you gotta love just violent sports fans. It's funnier when you see a parent just go absolutely crazy at their kid's like little league game. It's not that serious. Your kid is not the next Aaron Judge, okay? Calm down. I saw this posted a couple days ago. The Foo Fighters, they had to ask permission to swear, smoke, and drink at an upcoming show. Now, earlier this week, Foo Fighters announced they'll be performing, earlier last week, Foo Fighters announced they'll be performing several dates across Asia, including Japan, Singapore, Indonesia. During the announcement for the Foo's show in Jakarta, Indonesia, which marks their first time playing in the country since 1996, a.k.a. the year that I was born, the band's tour rider was made public by the local concert promoter Ravel Entertainment. And according to the Ravel Entertainment CEO, Ravel Junardi, Dave Grohl and co. had to request permission to swear, smoke, and drink. They've asked for the freedom to curse on stage as well as permission to smoke and drink during the show, Junardi said. As long as it doesn't touch on sensitive topics like race, religion, or Indonesian culture values, we'll allow it. Girardi also stated that the band's tour rider includes flying their own private chef in to handle catering the event. The promoter, however, plans on introducing them to the local cuisine as well. We've received their menu, but we'll also serve them some local specialties. That'd be pretty cool, right? Pretty funny, though. Like, you have to go to some place to ask for permission to be a rock star. I'm hoping that the Foo Fighters announce some sort of U.S. American tour as well later down the line. Hopefully, potentially next year. Maybe. We'll see. Electric Callboy bringing the party on K-Bear 101. If you're a hater of Electric Callboy, I truly don't understand why, to be quite honest. They're a fun band. I like their music. I was never into... So before I started working here a couple years ago, back in like before 2021, I was never really into the heavy stuff, quote unquote, you know? But now that's all that I listen to, and now I'm the guy that's, playing my music in front of my family or my friends, and they're going like, what on earth is this? You can't, they hit you with that stereotypical, like, you can't even understand what they're saying. That whole thing. Oh, I could do. So I was thinking about this. Now, I was hoping to do some sort of video. It might make some people mad because they're guilty of it, but I would love to do some video series on social media, probably our Instagram and our TikTok at KBear at 101 FM, of frequently asked questions that I get as a radio DJ and also as a tall guy. Very first thing people do, ask me how tall I am, I say the height, then for some reason they tell me about the relative that's also tall, and it's like, do I care? No. Do I want to know about them? No. There's also, did you play basketball, obviously? And then the radio DJ one, that'd be more fun because it's all about like, so did you go to school for that? What made you get into that? It's almost like they're degrading you in the way that they say it. Like, so why radio? Why? Why would you do something like that? You idiot. That type of thing? Yeah, I'll see if I can make those videos and post them. Again, KBear 101 FM on Instagram, TikTok, literally everywhere. Follow us. Peaches Pit Party on KBear 101. So we touched base on this at the beginning part of the noon hour of madness and mayhem earlier today. Over the weekend, we had this giant debate about ideally what is the best sandwich that you can make. Like if you had everything in front of you, we had each individual person in the Discord call. This is how boring my life is. Yeah. So we were sitting there, my friend Jordan, me, my friend Zach, his wife Rachel. We're sitting there. Jordan started first by talking about ideally what he would like on his sandwich. And there was like the marble rye bread, black forest ham, roast beef as well. But then he went on to say Sweet Baby Ray's barbecue sauce and honey mustard together, which my friend Zach was, going on and on about, calling it a war crime. Then Rachel gave hers. And then we did this whole thing where we ranked sandwiches on the tier list website, the tier maker website. I had it, no, to be honest with you, I had my tier list posted on my Facebook at Brendan Peach, and it got like no action within the first like 20 to 30 minutes, so I just took it down right away because I'm like, okay, people don't care, but I figured we would talk about it on the air. And so for my to Peach their own question, I just asked the question, what is the greatest sandwich of all time? Like, I love tuna sandwiches. I was made fun of big time over the weekend. Like, really? You like tuna? And I've seen people say they like peanut butter and pickles on a sandwich before. I've seen people say they like peanut butter and mayo, like my grandpa used to eat. No wonder the Peach family is weird. My grandpa likes that combo. Out of all the sandwiches you can have, peanut butter and mayo. How do you discover that's a thing? Like, do you accidentally put like mayo on the bread and peanut butter on the other somehow, some way? And you're like, let me try this. Not too bad. I'm not going to try it. Okay. Forget the phrase, don't knock it till you try it. I know I won't like that. It's just too weird to me. But anyway, to Peach their own, call in right now, 208-535-1015. What is your answer for what is the greatest sandwich of all time? Let me know. Hey, K-Bear, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, boss?
All right, Stuart, you ready to talk some sandwiches here?
I am.
What's the greatest sandwich of all time, in your opinion?
Philly cheesesteak.
Have you ever actually been to Philly for a cheesesteak?
I've never had a true one from Philly, but I've had some pretty good ones. And I talked to a guy that was from Philly, and he told me the truth about them. The secret isn't the meat and the cheese; it's the bread. It's how the bread's prepared.
Yeah, I could agree with that. There's been some Philly cheesesteaks that I've had where the bread makes it just that much better.
Yeah.
I've had a few friends that have gone to Philadelphia and have had the cheesesteaks there, and they say it's not necessarily all that great compared to like someplace like here or Southern California, anywhere else.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, it's...
Yeah, maybe it's the palate,
Right, yeah. I mean, I'm a sucker for a Philly cheesesteak. I love those sandwiches. I would say that's definitely S tier. I think we had that in our that is on our tier list. Was at the Philly cheesesteak was at an S tier, the best of the best.
Just gobs of melted cheese and the peppers and the onions.
It's too early for dinner time, but now I'm craving a Philly cheesesteak.
Right? Got me thinking about it.
I honestly thought this question online would be somewhat of a dud for what's the greatest sandwich of all time. No wrong answers, but I might judge you just a little for to each their own. I saw there was about like 50 comments, and most of them were all different. Philly cheesesteak, we got that answer from Stuart earlier. Amanda, BLT, add avocado, that is A1 right there. Quint, a true chicken cutlet sandwich done the right way, and the same for a Philly cheesesteak. Captain Zach, any sandwich from the sandwich tree, which I haven't tried yet. I've been meaning to. A real Cubano from Ryan. If you have an answer for today's question, what's the greatest sandwich of all time? You can call me at 208-535-1015. If nobody else decides to call in, I can just simply move on to something else to wrap up the 4 p.m. hour here on Peach's Pit Party. K-Bear, what's up?
So I'm going to answer today's Peach their own. So my mom makes the best corned beef and hash sandwich. It is to die for. And she puts sauerkraut, and then she puts Dijon mustard. Yeah, it's really good. So I'm biased.
I don't know why I asked this question like right before dinner time. I'm now starving and I want a sandwich badly.
Right.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoyed the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, a.k.a. Brendan Peach, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.